Adding text to your image, or maybe just adding text all by itself without an image. This is basics of text in Inkscape. So the first thing we have to do is find how to get some text on this board, and it's actually over here on the left-hand icon menu. And what we want to do is create and edit text objects. So there we go. So we'll click that. We'll move out in the field somewhere here. We can go anywhere really. Let's do it up here. And we're going to type some text. So text. All right, well, that was super successful and super small. So what we have to do is zoom in on that a little bit maybe. So we'll do our pick tool and we'll hover around where our text is and then we'll control and scroll. There it is. Okay, well, what we do know is it's going to be a little small, or maybe I want it that small. Maybe that's the size text. Oh, control Z that. Maybe that. Zoom in a bit. Get my little move command there. Maybe I just want to put like made by or something like that, and small is good. Well, anyway, it's also good to know how to change the size of the text. So when you're hovering over text, or even when you're not, you can pick this T up here, or you can go up under text, under the menu. And if you're up under here, you can go text and font. And when you do that, you get a little text menu here. Now I'm going to go back over here and slide this over so we can see it. Again, middle mouse button down to pan. And what we have here is a stupid number of fonts. Look at all these fonts we could choose. So the important thing to remember when you're choosing to change text is it doesn't know, this is just sort of the interaction box, it doesn't know what text you want to change. Maybe you got text all over the place here, so you have to go pick it, and we'll zoom in a little bit. Here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And then we actually have to get it to highlight. So what we're going to do, here we go, there we go, text. Or once we're clicked on it, you can go up here to the text editor and we could change this to basic text. There we go. And we'll head back to font. And the font, we could choose something else. Oh, look what it gives you a preview down here of what it's going to look like. Well, that's kind of ridiculous. Let's go find something else. That looks super nice. Who knows? Hit apply. And we've changed our basic text to something different. You can also notice you can change its size. So if I go back over here, pick it, change its size, big, hit apply. Look, it's gotten bigger, and if I zoom out now, control and scroll, it's starting to turn into something that's, well, not appropriate for my cutting board. It just says basic text. It should say something else. But anyway, so we'll just say that. Maybe I want to put it under my tree. There, that's where it's going to be. Don't forget you could group those if you wanted them together. There we go. Pick one, hold shift, pick the other, right click and group, and now they'll work together. You can also center them with each other. So I'm going to hit Control Z, undo the move, hit Control Z, undo the group. Now they're separate. What if I wanted them to line up with each other? That'd be nice. So what I'll do is I'll move this over here, move that there, whatever. And now I'd like to line them up on middle. So what I'm going to do is pick this one, shift, pick this one, and I'm going to go up here under, it's under edit, I think. Nope, it's under object. And way down here at the bottom, you can hit align and distribute. And then when you pick align and distribute, let me make this a little smaller because we don't need it for the moment. You can align them on their centers. See, these are various ways you can align things. So I'll put those together so they're centered. And then what I can do is just pick the top one, and using my arrow keys, I'll slide it down till I like it so I don't move it off center. There we go. If I moved it off center, I could just center it again. I will click that one. I will click that one, holding shift to select the both. I'll right click and I will, hang on. I will right click. Let me try this one more time. Click this one, right click, and I should be able, well, if it won't let you group there, then there's another way. It's always another way. Go up to edit, and in here I think there is a group, or it's object and group. Object group. There we go. Okay, so those are together, and so on and so forth. Now this text down here, let's see. go back to my arrow. I can still pick it and I can still edit it even though it's part of a group. So I could go back up to the text and say, I don't know, aligned text. And we'll head back to font. And I like my font, so I'm going to leave it the way it is and hit apply. And it's still centering it, just like that. So there I've got my text on there, and then I would go through the same process as we did with the image to export this out to the laser, to get it ready for laser, you know, create a PDF and all that sort of stuff. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you here is are these together on the same layer? Remember layers we'd set up for this project? Let's go look at the layers. Hit layers. Close this one first, just see layers all by itself. If I click off the graphic, look, why is that? Well, it's either because it joined the group of the tree, which was already on its own layer, because we grouped them together, or I had this one highlighted when I was putting the text in. I'm not sure which, but if you have the layer highlighted, or you know, that one while I'm doing something, it'll become part of that one. If I have this one highlighted while I'm adding something, it'll become part of this layer. The way to check though when you're done to make sure it's part of the graphic is just to turn on and off and see if it goes together. If it doesn't, then we actually have to move something to a layer. So notice I left layer 1 alone. Layer 1's kind of like the base layer. There's nothing on layer 1. Layer 1 is empty, and that's kind of good practice, especially if you work with a program called AutoCAD. So anyway, we're ready to go. There's basic text. Oh, I want to show you a couple more things. I'm going to add a bit more text here. Here we go with add some. Again, it's small. It's defaulting to small. Pick it, we'll pull up our dialog box using the icon that time, little button, and there we go. We'll change this. Well, that's fine. Go back to font, and we will pick a larger size. We can see this a bit better, and we got to go pick it, or it won't apply. I'm gonna escape for a second. Use the pick tool. Pick it. Change the size. Hit apply. Oh, what's going on? I'm going to zoom in on that. Control. And use the pick tool. And apply. There we go. Sometimes it's a little finicky for me. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but we can usually get it there. Okay, so a couple more things you could do. You could use these buttons up here to flip. Oh, it's upside down now. That wouldn't be so good. Or like that. Or you can go end for end, which isn't great for text, but flipping stuff around. Now you can rotate. Maybe you want it that way. Maybe you want it that way. Maybe you want it that way. And then also over here you can rotate the other way. So that's an option. You can also change its size physically, so you know exactly how big it is. But as soon as you change its size like this, like grab one of these corners, it ceases to be text and it turns into a graphic. So then editing it's over, right? So close, hit this lock and start dragging it out. And we can make it any size we want, but now it's not text anymore. It's a graphic. So it's just an image. So it's great. It's really easy to do, but editing options are kind of done. Okay. Control Z takes me back to where I was. There we go. Now I'm back to being a editable text. So that's pretty much text in a nutshell. The only thing I'm going to show you now with text is some people might want to curve their text with their cutting board edge or around something, and so we'll do that in the next video.